Hello, Chris Lee of Southeastern 14 here for a little recap of a couple of games from today. LSU has beaten Kentucky 11-0 this morning, followed by South Carolina hanging on, actually more than hanging on. They came back to take the lead in the ninth inning, take down Arkansas 6-5. I'll give you some thoughts and some ramifications maybe. I don't know if there's too many ramifications from these games from what we saw this morning. All right, for LSU, hard to play a better game than the Tigers did today. I've talked about their starting pitching and their bullpen, how they've been really good lately. Well, Luke Holman did what Luke Holman does. He held Kentucky hitless for, I think, 5 or 6 innings. I think he went into the 6th with a no-hitter. Might have been into the 5th, but in any case, he was dominant. He struck out 7, walked 2, gave up 6 runs. But I think equally impressive for Kentucky, and by the way, Gavin Guidry, too, pitched a couple innings and pitched really, really well. But I think as well, the hitting, sometimes it's not been up to LSU standard of late, but the bats came, and they came early in this one. Michael Braswell, game's first batter, hit one out to left. That was kind of a theme today, the ball getting out in the 2 morning games, or the morning game and the afternoon game. Tommy White hit a grand slam, probably the one that broke the game open. Jared Jones knocked in 4 runs. He hit a home run. Braswell actually hit 2. Actually, his second year, excuse me. And I think his first, I can't remember when that was, but Braswell swinging the bat a little bit better down here. Hayden Travinski hit 1, his 15th. I just think it was a dominant performance by LSU. The pitching has been there. The hitting came today. Not the easiest place is the Hoover Met to get a ball out, but they did that today. For Kentucky, just didn't go their way from the beginning. The bats were slow. Travis Smith, who's maybe their most talented arm according to some, maybe not their best, but a talented kid, he couldn't get a first out in the 2nd inning. The bullpen kind of collapsed late. Dominic Neiman, who's been a starter, pitched out of relief. Cameron O'Brien, they weren't very good. So at the end, Nick Mingione just kind of threw in the towel and went to Jake Titus. And LSU ended up winning the game in run rule fashion. Now, ramifications for Kentucky, probably not any. I mean, maybe at the very top of the national seed conversation. If you're looking for Kentucky's pecking order in the national seed conversation, we might have a conversation there. Because Kentucky was in contention to be the number 1 overall seed. I think the RPI has fallen to 4. I don't know if that'll affect anything or not. Kentucky's got more tournament to make up some games here if it needs to do work. Kentucky's solidly going to be a national seed. We'll see if the Cats, if it costs them a spot or 2, if it's a difference between 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know, but Kentucky's a national seed regardless. LSU, I think LSU had already played its way in the field last night. Potentially, you never know, because there could be conference tournament upsets, so we don't know how many bids could get stolen, but I think you went to bed, if you're an LSU fan, feeling pretty good about LSU's chances to get in the tournament. Beating Kentucky, which is a top 5 RPI team, certainly didn't do anything to hurt that, and the manner in which they did it, beating Kentucky 11-0 is impressive. This is a team that won 5 series in a row to finish the regular season. It's now won 2 here in Hoover. LSU 21 in the RPI. Hard for me to see a scenario involving just absolute madness in which LSU gets left out of the NCAA tournament. Now to South Carolina, Arkansas. Carolina had really struggled coming into this tournament. It had lost 6 games in a row in the conference. Now, when you're playing Georgia and Tennessee, that can happen. Carolina's now won 2 in a row, including a 6-5 win over Arkansas. The big story here today, Cole Messina hit 2 home runs to center, almost the exact same spot for both of them. Those were the big blows in the game. Garrett Gainey, their animated closer, finished the game. Arkansas had some traffic, but some good infield defense by the Gamecocks got them out of that. Ben Bidey started for Arkansas, gave up a couple runs. And I guess the big blast was Gabe Gackle giving up that second home run to Messina in the decider. Arkansas had actually gone ahead until South Carolina retook the lead. With 6-4 going into the bottom of the ninth, Arkansas got a run, had a chance for more, but just couldn't convert. So now next up for these teams, you've got South Carolina playing LSU in a winner's bracket game, 4:30 on Thursday. You've got Arkansas heading to play a loser's bracket game with Kentucky. That'll be the first game on Thursday morning. So the loser of that goes home. Winner, I don't really know what's at stake. I cannot imagine Arkansas and Kentucky both being anything other than national seeds. So really you're just playing for pecking order at this point, for whatever that's worth. Anyway, we've got you covered here from Hoover. I'm Chris Lee at Southeastern 14. Thanks for watching. We'll have more coverage of SEC baseball coming from here and, of course, throughout the NCAA tournament.